Okay, so I said I'd do this, and I'm gonna do it. God damn it! I'm a man of my word, even though this is very embarrassing and terrible. I tried my best in the past hour or so to like make this at least somewhat to my vision. It's just kind of meh now. The main goal of this deck is to spam the field in one turn and then OTK, and then overwhelm the opponent so that they can't really run over your guys. This deck does not have any real protection, except for the one Musakani Magatama, because I thought, yeah, why not? Just put it in there. Reckless Greed is here in case I don't kill him on the first turn. I want to get some draws off. It's probably one of the best draw cards that, that lets you draw two cards with with not that many drawbacks. The only drawback is that you can't really draw your next two turns, but that doesn't really matter. When you have search cards, you have draw cards, you have gateway. Um, it's really not a big downside. Also, if you play multiple of them in a turn, you can then uh, so they stack. So basically, the next two turns from when you activate it. So if you activate two of them, it's not four turns; it's two turns still. If you activate all three of them, it's two turns still. So it's only two turns no matter what. And that's what I really like about that. Let's go. Let's start from the top, shall we? So three Grandmaster, three Kizan, three Mizuho, three Shinai, three Kageki, and then three of the Shogun Shien. You can kind of guess my the reasoning behind my choices. So Kageki is just the normal summon to special summon anything really. I usually go for Mizuho or Shinai, so then I can summon their counterpart because Mizuho uh, can summon herself if Shinai is on the field. Same thing with Shinai. If Mizuho is on the field, Shinai can summon himself from the hand, and that's a nice little combo there. Yeah, so go. Usually if I have like a Mizuho and a Shinai in my hand, I'll search out a Kageki to get three summons, and then use Mizuho to pop Shinai, pop one of my opponent's cards, maybe a back row. If because the one thing this deck really loses to is back row. Back row is a killer because, like I said, there's not really much protection. It's basically like a glass cannon. Um, okay, so Grandmaster and Kizan, they summon themselves from the hand if you have a Six Samurai on the field already. That's not them. So you couldn't summon Kizan, then special summon Kizan. That doesn't work like that. But it's just a free special summon. It has a nice body. Puts in damage. Grandmaster, you can only have one of them on the field at one time, which kind of puts a damper on your on your plays. But if you're really skilled, you'll know how to kind of work around that. Uh, cool thing about Grandmaster is that if it's destroyed by a card effect, you can add a six armor monster from your graveyard to your hand, so you can extend your plays if you get like Mirror Force or something. And lastly, Great Shogun Shien. I like this card because it only lets your opponent use one spell trap card per turn. Also, it has a 2500 body. It's not really hard to bring him out, just like like what have you. Basically, he's kind of like Grandmaster, but he says, hold on, if I can, if I can, if I can. Okay, whatever. If you control two or more face-up six samurai monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent, no, and then your opponent can only activate one spell trap card per turn. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Easy to bring out. And I think, oh yeah, it also has a protection effect. So if it would be destroyed, you can destroy a face-up six samurai monster you control instead. Really nice stuff. I love this card, even though it's not searchable and it doesn't really have much synergy with the deck. Um, if you draw this card, um, it's pretty good to have it on board. Really nice asset. So that's it for the monsters. Gateway has three effects. You're only really going to use the second one, which is the four counters. You can basically remove four counters, add a six samurai from your graveyard or your deck to your hand, absolutely broken. It's limited to one for a reason. You know, it's probably not gonna go to two or three anytime soon, unless there's some kind of crappy errata that makes it unplayable. It was banned for a very long time. And that's why I didn't really play the deck for a while. But Gateway, it's back, baby, and it's popping off. Reinforcements at one, standard Raigeki, Dark Hole. Just if you go second and your opponent sets up a board that you can't easily clear, um, Dark Hole is just good for spot removal. So you can go in for swing for game once you get your board set up. Uh, Same thing over here with Twin Twister. If your opponent has back row, you can destroy their back row before you do your plays, just so you don't risk, because this deck is really combo reliant, and you can't really do anything if the start of the combo is interrupted. So, oh yeah, so we got Upstart Goblin. Basically makes the deck a 39 card deck. You know how it is with Upstart Goblin. It's limited because if you could have three of these, it would make every deck a 37 card deck, and that's just not acceptable. Monster Reborn just to get a guy back, pretty standard. Six Samurai United, whenever you summon, Six Samurai gets a counter, and then you can remove two counters and itself, from the field to then draw two cards. It's Pot of Greed, basically, because it really is not hard to get at least 10 special summons in one turn. So this is just nothing. The requirement's nothing, and you're almost certainly going to get those draws off the turn that you put this card in the field. You're going to get those draws. Another really cool thing about this, Gateway doesn't have to remove counters from itself. It can remove counters from anywhere on the field. So if you have Gateway and you have two Six Samurai Uniteds on the field, every time you summon, you get a free search off. You get a free, add from your graveyard back to your hand. It's just it's crazy what Gateway can do. But more often than not, you're not going to really use it that way. You're just gonna activate United, summon two monsters, and then draw two, and that's the main thing. Smoke Signal, it's like Rhoda, but it only does level 3 or lower, so you can't search out Keyzon or Grandmaster. But you have 9 targets, not bad. Okay, so here's a weird thing. I didn't have this in previous builds because I didn't really see it as. I saw it as like dead cards. Like, equip spell cards are really only confined to specific archetypes. So you have Noble Knights, which really rely on equip spells. You don't really have like generic equip spells that go into decks anymore. So this was kind of a hard choice, but I did some playtesting, and these two cards really, they put that little bit of extra damage in that you really don't get otherwise. United We Stand, because this deck really spams the field, you're going to get 4,000 attack on a monster pretty easily. And 4,000 attack, like let's say you equip this to Grandmaster or Great Shogun, that's over 6,000 damage. So it's just an easier way to get more damage and to kill your opponent faster. This card, Magnum Shield, it's a good card only if you equip it to certain monsters. Basically, if a warrior type monster is in attack position, you can add the defense points of that monster to its attack. So like with Kageki has 2,000 defense points, you would add that to the attack points, which is usually 1,700 because of his boost, and then you got a 3,700 beater from Magnum Shield. You also Great Shogun Shien, is a 4,900 with this. Shinai is a 3,000, Mizuho is a 2,600, and then Keyzon and Grandmaster don't really get much of a boost, but yeah. So if you equip it to Kageki or Shien, you're gonna get a mighty boost. So this is why I have it in the deck, just to get that extra damage out, just so you can meet that mark. Musakane Magatama, it's like a destruction jammer. If a 6 enemy monster you control will be destroyed, it's not gets a counter trap too, so it can't really be negated by anything other than a counter trap. Good stuff. And then 3 Reckless Greed, I explained that already. I don't have an extra deck. I'm still testing. I don't want to add anything to the extra deck that would make the spam aspect of this slower, because a lot of the deck revolves around spam. And so if I have cards in the extra deck that require me to tribute monsters, to send monsters to the graveyard, it's just not going to work, because then I'll have less field presence and thus less incentive to run cards like United We Stand or Shien. And that's basically why I'm kind of hesitant. I'm kind of doing my research before I put cards in. I'm definitely going to run a couple of the Link Monster, because that searches out a gateway, and that's way too good not to pass up on. I just need to wrap my head around the Link pointers and the best way to get counters on the Link Monster to then utilize gateway more, and that's it. I'm going to use... Shit. Let's go into... do a dueling robot. There's a new window. Bam. Going in hot. So I'm fighting against a Blackwing AI. Not a bad hand. So I get 2 searches. Oh shit. Let's see what he has. Oof. Okay. This guy can't be destroyed by battle, so I'm gonna have to... Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to think about this. Okay. So I'm gonna search out Kageki. Search out Shinai. Activate Gateway. Anything? No? Okay. Normal summon. Activate the effect of Kageki. Summon Mizuho. Activate. Remove 4 counters. What should I get? I think this is how the combo works, right? So you go like this. And then you go like 1, 2, 3, 4. Get another Shinai. Okay. Not bad. I think I activate the effect. Okay, let's just do this. Forget about it. I have OTK anyway. How many counters? Okay. Bam. And that's basically how you'd do it. You'd use your cards to destroy their field, and then special summon, and then swing for game. That's basically my play style. And it's a pretty good play style. Let's go again. Let's make sure that wasn't a fluke. Let's go against Cyber Dragon. And of course, this is not really an indicative of the of like the competitive scene. This is not a competitive deck. I don't go to YCS. I don't go to tournaments or anything. I'm not in that. I just really like this game and how It's kind of like a puzzle you have to solve. I love it. Okay, so I forgot what this. Okay. Uh, let's see here. Let me do this. Bam, boom. Okay, he's gonna do a mirror force. Not on my watch. Magnum shield for my Magnum dong. Okay. End turn. Let's use our reckless greeds. Bam, boom. Okay. Start. Nice. Okay. I think we have game now. Okay, yeah, this is game. Definitely. And that's basically it. That is my winning vision. Um, but of course, more has to be worked out. I'm gonna have to figure out more ways to get spot removal. Figure out how to implement bouncing into the deck maybe because like some monsters can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and that's a big problem for this deck, a big wall. So that's or maybe banishing. Maybe I can run like a deep prison or something. But until that time comes, that's basically it. That's what I got. Kind of embarrassing, kind of infantile in its prototype stages, but I will definitely keep you posted and how this development goes. But anyways, see you guys and enjoy your day.